Snow White is supposed to be this sweet, angelic, charming young lady. She's not meant to be stupid in that sense, but she's just a normal kid. I mean, she's supposed to be, what, 16, 17 years old. I've got a 17-year-old daughter. I've got a 19-year-old daughter. I know how this stuff works. I mean, they're normal girls in high school and college. I mean, they like boys and they want men to be men and they're girly girls. And I mean, having talked to them about this movie doesn't speak to them one bit.
Renegade Online.
Whether you've seen this or not, I think everybody has seen enough of this movie to understand what's going on. They've heard enough about this movie. Is this the kind of thing that appeals to you, or you think appeals to young girls out there?
No, not at all. The bandit, Jonathan, which just like they did with The Little Mermaid, he's not like, he's the prince, but he washed up on shore and he was adopted. They got to always mess up the man's backstory in these movies now. Snow White is the film that started the Disney company. So they should show they're just, the disrespect is ridiculous. I'll just leave it at that. But what they do with their romance, it's so silly. Apparently the scene where like that they have their moment is when she's giving him bread, right? He was arrested by the queen and she frees him because she's just so nice. And she gives him bread because the kingdom is starving. And apparently there's like a moment like where they touch hands. And I heard two separate people and like from videos of people that I don't even know that the audience audibly was like, ugh. Like it was such a trope and it was so lame that was their moment. Like she gives him a piece of bread and they touch hands like, oh, we're in love now. Like it's so lame. They could have done more. They could have made it so that she like, I don't know, have him coming back a couple of times and she's like giving him food and like, not too much time because 2 hours was already too long for this movie, but build up on their relationship a little bit, right? Not just, oh, she gave me a piece of bread. What an angel. It's just, no, it's absolutely not what I wanted. The original is so cute and it's not, no, he's not stalking her. He hears her singing and she's got a lovely voice and he's like, what is that? So he goes, she's and she's just singing her wishing song and it's cute. At first she's like startled, but then she's like, oh, this guy's kind of cute. Hello. Like it's nothing creepy at all. And he's in it for what, like 5 minutes, the original movie. Oh, okay. Like it's not even, it's not about him. It's about Snow White. And like I said earlier, she still has her sass, right? But she's very gentle and sweet, and that's why the animals come to her. And they don't show this in the movie. Like what, correct me if I'm wrong, but they should have put a scene like bird breaks the wing or something, and
yes, I know
they should have put that in this movie because that would also show later on, like when after she goes through that terrifying moment running through the woods after the huntsman almost kills her and they all are coming up to her, but they just like cut out all these little moments that would make the story come together better. So like you said, it does feel like there were so many different hands in this writing and they just like shoved it together and it made no sense.
Snow White is supposed to be this sweet, young, angelic, charming young lady. She's not meant to be stupid in that sense, but she's just a normal kid. I mean, she's supposed to be, what, 16, 17 years old. I've got a 17-year-old daughter. I've got a 19-year-old daughter. I know how this stuff works. I mean, they're normal girls in high school and college. I mean, they like boys and they want men to be men and they're girly girls. And I mean, having talked to them about this movie doesn't speak to them one bit. And this is exactly what Disney's core audience is. It's even the younger girls, the 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old girls. And the ones that show up to the theater wearing the Snow White costumes, they're expecting to see the movies that their mommy showed them 6 months ago, a year ago. Oh, look, here's Snow White. And they're going to these theaters going, what? And I can tell you from experience going to that movie Thursday night, there were 3 moms sitting behind me with 4 little girls. Probably average age of 6 or 7. They were all wearing the little Snow White costumes, which, by the way, I might add, looked no better than the costume that Rachel Zegler was wearing in this movie.
It looked better, let's be honest.
It is baffling to me that Rachel Zegler is wearing a costume in this movie that looks like it came right out of some Disney junk store Like it could have been not even at Disney. This could have been at Alvin's Island in Pensacola, for all I know. The costume she was wearing.
You went to the Halloween store and got it.
Yeah, she got that spirit. She looked better in the publicity shots. Like I don't understand the one when I seen a picture of her in a red bow. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because I've been talking about that since the start. Like, can't they just give her a pretty red bow and just give her some bouncy high curls? Not Lord Farquaad. Like, what is this? I don't. That's kind of mad when I saw that. I'm like, oh, now they're gonna give her a bow. Cool.
Well, that's what was so funny. And I mean, again, this doesn't have any resemblance to the original. I think that's a big problem for it. I think it's one of the reasons this movie is failing as bad as it is. It eschews the whole romance and femininity aspect.
Yes.
And Hollywood has seemed to conflate femininity with weakness or just being bad or something negative. But most little girls out there, that's what they are. That's what they want. That's what they identify with. And Hollywood seems to be trying to force every little girl in middle America to identify with some blue-haired, angry, shaven-headed, trans lesbian something out of San Francisco that shits on a sidewalk. They have no idea what's in the rest of America, and they wonder why these movies keep failing. I mean, Michelle, Lila, what do y'all think? I mean, am I way off base here? I'm like, dude, I'm asking, but it seems like my observations with my two girls seems to suggest that the movie is failing because there's no connection with women anywhere.
Say, even like me, even at my age, like I'm actually, do you know the first superhero movie I've been excited for in a while is the new Superman? Why? Because it's promised me a love story. Like Lois and Lane and Superman. Like I like love stories. I'm a girl. And it's like credit that they did actually have it in this, I guess. But it was so rushed because he's like barely in the film. So like you can't believe it because it's not like they've spent all this time together to when they kiss, like you're like, oh yeah, I believe that. It's more like it just feels like two people who barely know each other. There's nothing in this. I mean, maybe really, really little girls enjoy it because they don't know any better, but like there's just nothing in this movie for girls. It's just not particularly good.
I have to head out here in a little bit to host this comedy show, but I just want to leave some closing comments.
Please.
I totally agree with you two ladies, what you said about they're trying to remove the fact that femininity is a beautiful thing. And the original Snow White, there was power in her beauty and her femininity and her soft voice and her singing and her kindness for the animals. I loved what you brought up earlier about the scene that they took out, or they should have had in, with the broken wing of the animal, because it really showcases how nurturing she was, right? And so I think that Rachel Zegler, she's really trying hard in all of her interviews to be like, I'm this tough girl boss babe, and we're changing the whole story because the original Snow White, she's like weak. And it's like, that's absolutely wrong. I just want to say thank you all so much for having me on the podcast tonight, giving me the opportunity to speak and voice my opinion on this. You know, Disney was wrong to get rid of the dwarfs, and I am totally proud and grateful to be born the way that I am. And again, I'm going to continue to do stand-up comedy to inspire other people that, you know, there is nothing wrong with being different, and we should embrace our differences. And as women, embrace your femininity, okay? Embrace your beauty, embrace your kindness. There's nothing weak about being a beautiful, kind, loving woman. And we don't have to listen to what Disney has to say and how they're rewriting stuff. So thank you guys.
Amen
Lila,
to
I
that.
think we're best friends, and I don't know how to tell you yet.
Well, and, you guys can find me at lilahart.com. I'm also currently on tour with a group called the Micro Maidens with 7 other little baddies. Okay, so if you want to,
we already like you too much. We can't handle any more of this.
a group of 7 bad little dwarfs, okay, come to my show, micromaidens.com, or go to lilahart.com. And I really appreciate all of your support. You guys keep talking about all this woke crap and how they need to change these movies. These discussions is what's going to make a difference. And don't support this crap. So thank you guys so much.
And Lila, we will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow on Toxic Femme.
Toxic Femmes tomorrow night on Midnight's Edge, guys. Yeah.
Bye.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.